Hey there, everyone. This is Mystic Fish, and welcome to episode 18 of our Factorio Space Age series, where we are designing self-building mining ships. Last episode, we upgraded our smelting here. So we got some more ore processing and got some beacons going on our furnaces. Let's see, and that's that, and as well as building out some more power and obviously getting our full complement of asteroid collectors up front. Let's see, a couple of things that I just wanted to mention that I fixed offline while we were going. I noticed when we were making steel that the amount of iron plates that were kind of coming through here was clogging this side of the belt, and so we're having trouble getting sort of the iron plates through and the output steel through, especially because it all has to land on sort of half of a belt over here. And so what I did instead was I calculated how much iron plates these 6 together need when they are making steel, and then I set up an extra circuit here. This is one of our, tick every second counters that we have like for controlling thrusters. And it turns out we need somewhere around 2/3 of a belt. So at beneath 42 ticks, this belt will operate. So I just kind of did a phase sort of thing so that when we're making steel, only a certain amount of iron plates per second comes through here, and the magic number for that was 42 when I did the math, and then that keeps things from getting stuck. With the minor tweak that I switched these 2 inserters so that I could pull iron plates off first to make room for steel coming out. Okay, so what are we going to do today? Well, today I think we're almost to a forking point. So I believe what we want to do is I want to revamp the engine block down here and the fuel production. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But I think once we get that in place, we will be at a fork point, because from there we either proceed down the path of making actual mining ships that are making a yellow belt worth of something, or we continue upgrading this path with sort of quality and red and blue belts and things of that sort. So, but those are all problems for future Mystic Fish. So I think let's just work out what we want to do here. So what I want to do is I want to get the rest of the thrusters in here. And it turns out that we need more production than what this setup provides when we get there. So, but I'm going to talk about that in a minute. I'm going to make a copy over here just because I think it makes it convenient for us to figure out what. Well, I guess that's the old block, and then we'll make the new block over here, and then I can sort of look at the contents of the 2 resulting blueprints and then subtract one from the other, and then we figure out what we need to make. Okay, so like I said, I think we want to get our full complement of thrusters in here. And let's see. What I want to do, I think this may get all plugged in different ways by the time we're done. So I'm going to just kind of reset these a little bit. And we'll do this. And then we need this one. Okay, good. That wires up all of the thrusters. Now, generally what I thought about fuel-wise is, as we said before, the thrusters are at their most efficient when they're running at 20% sort of full. They don't get more fuel efficient if they have less in them. 20, that sort of is the peak efficiency. So really the fastest we can go with full fuel, with the best fuel efficiency. If we look down on the lower right, a thruster consumes 120 units of fuel and oxidizer per second. And 20% of that would be 24. And so if we have 7 times 24, that's the amount of fuel and oxidizer we need to produce up here. So, and this isn't quite capable of doing it. So we're going to redesign this stuff here. So we can do that. Let's see, I'm gonna get this stuff out of the way. So we can just get a nice clean slate here. All right, now I think I figured out that we can actually do this with one. We do need some speed beaconing, but it turns out that 1 is enough. And I think then what we can do is we can get whoops. We can melt ice up here. Oh, I need to back these up. 1. Can these get in? These could get in. Except these are all faced the wrong way. Okay. And so this will be advanced thruster fuel. This will be oxidizer. And the idea will be that we just connect water around like this. That gets water to everybody. And I think what we can do is, can we do this? Not quite. That's not what I think. I want that. Whoops. Let's copy this because it's the same thing here. Okay. And then we can get our pumps out of here. Like so. All right. Good. Okay, so let's see where this can go. Let's see. I guess it doesn't, we can go either spot, maybe down to here. And so then what does this stuff line up with? Actually, I think I want to go the other way on these. Because then I can do this. And I can do this. Okay, good. I like that. Let's see now. Something like this. All right, so we need to get calcite and carbon here. We need to get calcite and iron ore here. Can this, okay, this does see all of the chem plants. Okay, that's good. And then we're gonna add, by the way, productivity to all of these as well. Okay, now we need to get some crushing going. So I think what I want to do, I think it is possible. Do I want this? think here, well, let's see. We're going to, I think we're going to need, well, let's see. We need to get asteroids in and then asteroids out. And then ice out. And this is going to be recipe switched. So we're going to need a combinator and a decider to decide on a recipe. And then we're going to need one of these for a recipe latch. I think we want that. That gets our asteroids out on both sides. Okay, and then here, we need that going that way and that going that way. And we want to put, what's on this side? Okay, so this is going to be, let's call it calcite. And iron ore. So those can come out on opposite sides there with different recipes. And then I think we want output priority right. And at the very least, we could do that. But then we need any extras. And then this one hops to here. Okay, and that gets rid of, if we overflow, that'll let us get rid of the overflow. Okay, and then we kind of want the same thing over here, but flipped. Right. And then we want this, except this is going to be carbon instead. This will be upper priority left. That goes that way. Let's see, that's the right way. That gets reversed. And then grab this. Okay, good, that gets rid of overflow here. And then we need crushers, and oh, let's see, these need to have the productivity modules in them too, as well. They don't need speed modules from a beacon though. And then we need to get this in. No. I guess that can't go that low. Okay, so then these are this guy, copy him. Those are out, that's in. Then do we have a way to get this out of here? One, two, three, four. Okay, that will work. That gets ice out of here. And then we also want ice in like this. Input priority right, so that we prioritize ice coming out of this so it doesn't get clogged. And then you come over to here. All right, and that completes that. This is going to be this guy. And you're going to have these. Okay. And then we want the same thing over here. These are outputs. This is input. And then what did we do? We did this bends this way and out. We get some ice out of here. Yeah. Input priority left. And out. Okay, these will just make water until these water pipes are full, and then, you know, we'll control these guys in some fashion that we will hook up when we get there. Okay, do we like this? I guess we can fill in some of the rest of this. What about defenses? I'm thinking that we can get a little more defense down here. That extends nearly up to here, and if we then were to put one of these guys up front, all right, that extends to the south side of these, and this extends to the north side. So those do overlap probably enough. Okay, so so I don't think we need unless we can. Is there room to get it in here? That's a good question. There's not really room. I mean, I guess I could get them in here, but I don't think that's necessary. So I think we're not going to worry about that. Okay, what else? We do need a way to get we're going to need our counter and our, I wonder if this can reach both of these. Aha. It can. So that's good. And this guy gets, I guess this is, we're going to just copy this. Although there's no reason it can't go here. And that's going to get a red wire in there. And then the green wire, we may as well, well, I guess we can copy this. And we want to copy this. Okay. Good. what else do we want? I guess I'm going to move that guy there. And I guess I could move this one. Nope, can't move that one. But I could move this one. Okay. I'm trying to see if I can leave sort of enough space. I'll move this around in a minute. Okay, and then I guess we may as well connect ourselves. Right, this is part of the inventory system. So we're going to need this one to probably come up here and then connect to the solar. Okay. We have not worked out all the circuit stuff yet, but I think I'd rather do that once we get it all hooked up. So how many solar panels can we get in here is a good question. That's 2, 3, 4, 4. All right, well, it's better than none. And then we should be able to get sort of pepper some accumulators through here. I was doing some of the math, and I guess if we move this one here, there's room for another accumulator there. We can get a couple in there. And we could get one more if we move this there. Anyway, I was doing the math on the solar panels, and you know, I think generally more accumulators is better around the ship, especially. I think there's a way. I think we sized these sort of like on a 1-to-1 basis, but for the Fulgora trip. But the reality is that more accumulators actually works better where there's stronger solar power. So, you know, or higher ratio of accumulators. So on the other hand, you don't need as many because you are getting better solar anyway. So, but just long story short, I think peppering some extra accumulators through here doesn't hurt. And it strikes me that it would be good, I think, to figure out when we make an alarm of some sort for hooked up to the accumulators so that we can just kind of tell if we're like tapping out. We could hook up to an accumulator and just see does it ever like fully discharge? Because if it does, we either need more solar or more accumulators or both. Okay, I think this is it. I think we have to calculate it. Oh, we don't have to calculate it this way because we're going to paste this over and this is bigger. So that means I can get rid of these. Okay, good. Those were there before because they're like under this guy. But this is okay. All right. So I'm going to do the usual. We need to make this minus this. I'm going to figure out what that is, and then we will be back. So stay tuned. Okay, we are off and cooking now. I guess we can watch this in action, although it's not actually doing anything at the moment because we've got plenty of plastic and plenty of smelted materials up here. What is this doing actually? I guess it needs green chips is what it looks like to me. Well, I guess let's finish making ammo. Yeah, it's making green chips. Okay. So what's going to be the bottleneck here? Not too bad on space platform. It's only a couple hundred space platform we need to make, 266. The big one's all the productivity modules. So those are going to take a bit, as well as the thrusters. So We're going to let this guy cook, and hopefully we will come back and have all of those materials. So stay tuned. All right, we have assembled all of that stuff, which I think means we're ready to take this blueprint. Ooh, let's see, let's do this without grabbing the extra stuff. I think this is going to be Belter class phase 0.17. Okay, and create blueprint, and that's going to go there. Okay, which means we can, I think we just grab this and paste it in right there. All right, we ended up with extra stuff in there. Okay, how do we get rid of that stuff? I think we get rid of it. Like that. We're going to need a pump. Filtered to that stuff. Okay. All right, good, that got that stuff out there. This is not going in the right direction. Okay, that looks better. Now, let's see, we need to connect this guy to here. And we need to say, why don't you only run if oxidizer less than 3. We do 1,000. And then you, because we'll get at least 3 recipes worth of it, I think. Okay, that looks right. Now, we need to hook up this thing. All right, so this is going to want to either be that guy or that guy. And I think we can just look at this square and see that we want this square to have both calcite and iron ore, I think. Okay, so I'm going to get an each. So when do we want this one to run? I think we want to do this if we don't see any calcite on that section of the belt. That should be and. And then we want iron ore if this is greater than 0 and we don't have iron ore. And then I think we do that. Let's see, we need a recipe latch like that, which can be this guy. I guess we want the set recipe goodness of this. Whoops. That's okay. Looks like ammo got blocked here somewhere. Right there. Okay, all right. Do we think that's right now? I think that's right. How did we end up with this stuff? We got ammo on the belt here. Probably due to this, I'm guessing. Wow, is there anything really that we can even do about that? Not without great difficulty. But I feel like we need to if we're going to paste this in here. So I think this wants to filter. I guess let's filter ice to the right. And we need to chuck you overboard here. Like that. And I guess we got to do the same-ish thing. Although it's a little easier here. Let's flip this. Well, this will block this guy. Right? No. This would block this. But do I want to block it? I don't think I want to. Maybe I do this. I think that's okay. All right, yeah, that stops all the ice. Okay, good. And is this going over here now? I think it is. We're chucking extra iron ore. That's correct. Okay. We already set these. Okay, we want recipe latch. Let's copy this recipe over because these are almost the same, except this is carbonic. And we got the red one in there. We got the green one in there. Copy and paste. And this then just becomes carbon. Copy, paste, recipe into there, recipe into there, done into there. All right, let's see if we manage to get this going in. I think I want to see if I can get this to go 75 kilometers per second. So we were short some stuff here that we had to add. Let's see if I actually move this down here. Then this is a clean cut here. Okay. I guess we made water. We got calcite. All right, now we're making the fuel, and we're going. Okay. Let's see how this works. See if we can get up to speed here. I think that makes this 18 dev of some sort or another, and I think we want to make this phase 17. See if that pastes in okay. Is this still coming in? All right, now is this thing up to speed? It did get up to speed. We're up over 76, so that's good. All right. All right, good. I think that means we're done with these two. And let's check turrets coverage in the back. Looks okay. All right, we have to like get our oscillations worked out right here, I guess. We're going downhill towards the planet. All right. The big thing is whether we can, and I wonder if this is enough. Well, not this. I wonder if 15 is enough. And try to make it 20. Let's see how this goes when we're going uphill away from Vulcanus. I think we don't quite get enough thrust this way. Oh, maybe we do. Yeah, that scooched us up to 78. It's just a matter of how quickly can we catch it and turn around. What if we make this 25? I want to see this not get below 75. Almost. Let's see if the next time it oscillates around how it does. I guess we slow down pretty fast. Okay. All right, that'll do it. Okay, good. That's sufficient. Okay, what's the last thing to do? I think the last thing to do is to now recalculate how much of asteroid belt we have. All right, so this is 155. And we're 30 wide, so put that together. Multiply it by 2, that's the whole perimeter. And that is 370 belts. If we assume 6 chunks per belt, that's 2220. And if we then look at the percentages, I think we want 78.8% to be metallic, which would be 1749. So this needs to be 1749. Yeah, we only made the ship a little bigger. And then 2220 and 0.096 is the carbonics, which are 213. And then 2220 times 11.5% gives me 255 for the oxide. Okay. Okay, do we think this is all working right? Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, it's like, what are we spilling off the sides? And it's like, oh yeah. We are spilling ore off the sides. How are we doing here? We are way weak on power here. Possibly because we took these out. How many did we take out? We took out 6, right? All right, let's see how we do on the next round trip. But I think it's also the case. All right, so this is capable of going the speed we want. And now I think I can shrink this back down to 51. Because I don't think we need to collect chunks any faster than that. Does that do us better for... Oh yeah, that's much less demand. Which makes sense, because this stuff, we just added this stuff, and this stuff takes a fair amount of electricity to run. Let's see if this will stabilize at 51. I guess what should the duty cycle here be? It should be 24 times 7, 168. Oh no, okay, so it does not need to be very high here. Okay. All right, is this staying above 50? I think it is, and I think this can be shrunk again back to 15. I think 15 is actually sufficient. Let's see. Almost, maybe. It does stop it from falling below, almost. I need like a little more juice here. Maybe 20. I guess if I make it 52, we should be fine. Because then it won't fall below 50. I think my math has been done for 50. Okay, that's fine. That's cruising. Okay. Very cool. So then there we go. From here, and I guess what we'll do next time, and I have to do a little bit of planning for this, but I think from here, like I said, this is the fork point. So, so I guess it's really this is the fork point. Because we need to build this either way. But I think the difference is going to be in what gets put here. Because this is either going to be getting ready for mining, or it's going to be getting ready for upgrades to quality stuff here, which will be exciting to get to. That is kind of part of the reason to do some of this stuff in space, besides the fact that space doesn't run out of asteroids, which is convenient because once we get this running, it'll just sort of do it forever. Okay, this looks like it's working right as far as speed goes. Cool. All right, so there we go. There's thrusters and smelting, and so yeah, that's it. So it strikes me that in order to make the mining, what we're going to need to do is we're going to need a module per resource, which is here's how you get the asteroid belt and turn it into the thing that you want and get rid of the stuff you don't want by chucking it overboard. Like if we're making copper, we're just going to chuck the iron ore off the side. It's easier to deal with. And so on. So we need modules for the crushing for each type. And then depending on which type of resource we're producing and which planet we're dropping it off at is going to impact how many solar modules we have to build. So, so we'll have to take a look at that. By the way, I guess as long as we're here, we should upgrade, we should change this, right? Because we're going to need an additional one of these. which we just saw. And that's number 21. It's weird, I've now started to memorize some of the indices here. So we need one of those. We need 2 more undergrounds, which are at 47. These are probably fine. Where are my undergroundies? And then we need probably 30 more belt. And 1 more splitter. Let's just make sure that the amount of belt we're making this now is looking for 89. So whereas next 33 definitely makes 89. And then we need 1 more splitter, which is 87. Oh, and we needed a pump. And maybe 2 more undergrounds, actually. Because I think we need some more of this. Let's just make it 9. I don't know why there's not an even number. That seems weird to me. Okay, that's index 51. Just make sure that's what we got. 10 there. Belts we took care of. Undergrounds we took care of. Splitters we took care of. Did we need more? Oh, we needed a pump. Where is pumps? I haven't made pumps in a while. 55. So we do need 1 pump. Okay. And then I think that means this is this guy. All right, these ships are getting long here, and they're definitely the Fulgura version of calcite mining. Definitely gets even longer than this, so that will be fun. But I don't know if I may I may just go do them all. In order once I figure out how many I need. I may do some of this offline or off camera. I may outline what I'm going to do and then do it off camera and then just show up with the finished blueprints. That might be the easiest thing for us to do, but definitely a problem for future Mystic Fish. And in the meantime, we've got our upgraded thruster module, so that's cool. Now we can go as fast as we will need to go for what we want to do. And then from here out, the nice thing about quality is the quality versions of production machines don't take any more power. They just go faster, which is cool. The quality versions of beacons just go... They take less energy. Quality versions of solar panels and accumulators generate or hold more energy. So this is the most power constrained I think we're going to be, which is nice. Because from here out, although we are going to get bigger, but I think it'll be easier to deal with power going forward. So, but that's something future Mystic Fish will get to enjoy. So that's what we have for today. So as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Until then, bye.